This is the title page for my assignment. How prepared are you to be around sick or unhealthy people all day? I feel that I am actually more prepared than the normal health professional because of my decades of service as a paramedic in pre-hospital service. I am constantly around sick people with pneumonia, colds, infectious diseases like HIV, hepatitis C, or the flu are frequently patients in the back of my ambulance. I'm comfortable with dealing with unhealthy people because they are usually the ones that need my experience and training the most. In my current profession, we don't see people on their good days. We usually see people on some of their very worst days. I have a very strong immune system, but my compassion for those in need is even stronger than my immune system. Do you have a good relationship with your prior boss? I think that I have a very good relations with all of my bosses, from my immediate supervisor to my clinical director, to the director of operations, to the chief operating officer. I have known most of them for 15 years or more. They are always willing to listen to my concerns. They seek me out when they want my opinion. I feel like my opinions are valued. I feel like I'm valued as an individual and also for the contribution I can make to the organization. For 3 years, I was the chief union steward. They were used to the previous chief steward, who was always in an adversarial role. They were glad that I was willing to work with them to come up with mutually agreeable decisions, rather than quarreling and fighting. They know that I follow the rules, and I always try to be a good steward for the company. They trust my work ethic and my critical thinking. They often mention that they never get complaints from customers about my customer service. They say that I make their jobs easier because of the way I do my job. What would your former boss say about you? When I told my current boss that I was buying a farm in Florida and moving there to pursue my husband's dream of owning a dairy and to look for work doing what I have been going to school for, he hugged me and asked me if I would consider commuting back and forth between Indiana and Florida. He told me he wished he had 20 more paramedics just like me. He then asked me if I was moving closer to the Pinellas operation because he would gladly give me a glowing recommendation to the director of operations. There is a sister operation there that I would have transferred my hire date and benefits date for pay and vacation time. He still frequently passes me in the hallway and gets an update on how long he gets to keep me as an employee. Why have you left your prior positions? I would be leaving my current position because my husband and I bought a dairy in Florida. If we bought the dairy near my current employer, I would not be leaving. I have just finished my degree in health and wellness and would like to work in that field. I realize that being a paramedic is an extremely physical job, and it is one that I have done well for almost 25 years. I want to transition to a job that I can continue to do my favorite part of the job, patient education, but do not have to carry a 400-pound unconscious patient down the stairs. In the 2 previous jobs before my current job, I left for a busier system with better pay. Before that, I left a payroll job after I finished paramedic school to take a position as a paramedic. How would you describe your work ethic? I would say that I have an extremely old-fashioned work ethic. I was taught from a young age to work hard, do a good job, do more than what is expected, and to do work that I can be proud of. I'm reliable, dependable, and loyal. My grandmother taught me to always try to leave something better than what you found it. I want people to see my work and think, wow, this is great. Who did this? Instead of, who did this? I will go the extra mile to produce a quality result. I need little supervision and I don't rely on constant compliments or praises from my superiors. What would your references say about you? I learned long ago to only use references that knew me well and would speak well of me. I would want them to tell the truth, but I would pick my references carefully. Many of my former partners, my clinical director, either of my current supervisors, or my pastor at church, could all be used for either personal or professional references. They would say that I work hard, have a positive attitude, learn quickly, am very slow to anger, follow the rules, and that I am very patient. They have seen me handle stress very well and know that I am thoughtful and compassionate. What would you consider to be your one greatest strength? I think that my greatest strength is my ability to remember things. I can remember things that other people have long forgotten. Many of my family members come to me when they want to know things from long ago. I can usually remember things after reading them once. I see this as a little of a mixed blessing. Sometimes I wish I do not remember things so well. I have some things that I'd really like to forget. It does come in handy for being the family historian. I do think it is special that my family counts on me to remember things.